service of CNC Worldwide.
The Daily is a service of CNC News and Jib Jab Greetings. I'm Bud Lowell, your full AccuWeather forecast right across the top of all your CNC local news pages. Governor Cuomo and the leaders of New York's Senate and Assembly finally have agreed on how much money New York has to spend in the next fiscal year, about $200 million more than the governor included in his budget estimate. The State Division of the Budget, Assembly Ways and Means Committee, and Senate Finance Committee have all signed off on the 2013-2014 consensus revenue forecast. The increase is because of economic recovery. All parties agree the recovery will continue in the next year. What they don't agree on is how strongly, but all agree the upside of adding the extra anticipated revenue to the budget outweighs the risk that it won't materialize to be spent. The Monroe County Sheriff's Office is investigating the death of a man who was hit by a train Sunday night in Churchville. Deputies say the man was hit on the CSX tracks near North Sanford Road off Buffalo Road around 7 p.m. We don't know the details. We should know more after Monday. Geneva police have a man in custody in the murder of another man in that Ontario County city. They haven't released the identity of the man who was killed, but they say it happened early Saturday morning on North Genesee Street in Geneva. Police arrived to find a man on the street who had been shot. He was pronounced dead at Geneva General Hospital. They arrested 26-year-old Larry Mallard Jr. on a charge of second-degree murder. More information expected Monday. 2 Rochester men were hospitalized early Sunday after a shooting on the northeast side of the city. Police responded to High Street in the Clifford Goodman area around 4:45 in the morning for a report of a person shot. They found 2 residents of a home. Apparently, they were victims of a home invasion. A 28-year-old man had been shot in the upper torso, and a 21-year-old man had been pistol-whipped. Both men were taken to Strong Memorial Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. They told police they were attacked by 2 people who broke into their home. Police are still investigating. They're asking anyone with information to call 911. State troopers say they arrested a woman Sunday under Leandra's law for driving drunk with a child in the car. State police say 55-year-old Nancy Morris of Rochester was seen sideswiping a guardrail on the inner loop. She left the scene of the accident and was tracked down at home where she failed a breathalyzer test. Morris was charged with aggravated DWI with a child in the car, leaving the scene and other traffic violations. Troopers say she had a 6-year-old in the back seat. Rochester police tracking a burglary suspect Saturday night found their man about 100 feet down in the Genesee River Gorge. Police were called to a burglary on Dewey Avenue Saturday evening and spotted 2 men leaving the scene. They followed footprints in the snow and soon caught one suspect on Lake Avenue, but they found the other had tumbled into the gorge near Riverside Cemetery down to the Genesee River. Rochester firefighters pulled him out, and the suspect was taken to Strong Memorial for treatment of hypothermia and assorted bumps and bruises. The Ontario County Sheriff's Office says a Fairport man was charged with criminal mischief Saturday night as the result of a road rage incident. Deputies say 53-year-old Jeffrey Harris took offense at another driver, jumped out of his car, and smashed their rear window. This was at the intersection of Routes 5 and 64 in Bloomfield. Then he jumped back in his car and took off. Deputies picked him up that night at his home. A North Greece firefighter suffered minor injuries early Saturday when the roof of a burning house fell on him. North Greece was called to a house fire on Whisper Creek Court. They arrived to find a 2.5-story home on fire. The fire was in an addition under construction, and they were able to confine it there, but part of the roof caved in while a firefighter was inside. He was quickly rescued by other firefighters. Barnard and Ridge Road also responded. The cause of the fire is under investigation. The main part of the house is still habitable. And Penfield firefighters faced an unusual development when they fought a vehicle fire over the weekend. According to Monroe County Firewire, they arrived to an alarm on Harwood Circle, found a car on fire in a driveway close to the house. While they were knocking down that fire, the heat caused the struts, which hold the hood open when it's raised, to explode. They shot right out through the front of the car, and both struts were impaled into the garage door. Firewire says luckily the firefighters were doing as trained and attacking the fire from the sides, so nobody was hit. Details of these and other stories are to the left of the player window. At the bottom of the page, links you can use to post news and things you know about directly to us. What you share with us determines what we're able to bring to you on these pages, so let's hear from you. Next news is as it happens. Updates are as necessary. I'm Bud Lowell, CNC News.